What's up, football fans? I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and don't forget to check out and grab your copy of our two latest book releases, Football: A Love Story and What Did Football Teach Me? Visit our website at footballgameplan.com/books and get your copies today. Welcome to NFL Game Plan. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook, bringing you our preview between the Arizona Cardinals and the Chicago Bears. And we're going to break this game down in only a way Football Game Plan can. Keys to victory, coaching points, X factors, whiteboard workouts, film session, and even fantasy football advice. But we're going to get this video kicked off by taking a look at my keys to victory. For the Cardinals in this game, the offensive line communication has to be key. They did a fabulous job last week versus New Orleans. Although Carson Palmer was hit, he wasn't sacked, and he got the ground game going. The attempts was there. I think that's a win for this Cardinals offense. And the defense has to continue to play like birds. They were flying around the football last week versus the Saints at every level. You couldn't tell whether or not you were looking at a defensive lineman or a secondary player because that's how fast they play. And you have to force the Bears to defend the entire field. That's one good thing about the Cardinals offense. They force you to defend every blade of grass. And if they do that versus Chicago, they can have a lot of success. Looking at Chicago in this matchup, I would play the post-up passing game. They have some big wide receivers, and I would take advantage of their size advantage on the. And for the Cardinals in this game, post-up passing game I think could be huge. I love what they have on the flanks with Alshon Jeffrey, Marcus Wilson, and also the tight end Martellus Bennett. I think they can play the quote-unquote post-up game versus this Cardinals secondary. And the defensive line has to win at the point of attack. They cannot allow the Cardinals to get the ground game going. Otherwise, it's going to be a long day for this defense. And Jay Cutler has to win versus the blitz. He's going to see a ton of pressure coming his way from this Cardinals defense. And if he can't beat the blitz, they won't beat the Cardinals. This week versus Chicago, no matter what coverage the Cardinals see, I think they can go with a little bit of a bunch set inside the 30-yard line and still be effective. They did a great job utilizing a bunch against New Orleans. I think they can have similar success versus the Bears in the passing game. Show you what we're talking about here. We're going to have John Brown, Michael Floyd, and Larry Fitzgerald. And what we're going to do, we're going to read 1 to 2 to 3, and we're going to try to get him on a deep out route, and we're going to try to get Larry Fitzgerald going across the middle because he's physical. He's at the point of his career where he has what we like to call veteran speed. So what we're going to do is bring him up and over on a cross. And this would be your first read if you're Carson Palmer. You want to find your big playmaker right there. So he's going to go first. Then you have your second guy go, which is John Brown. He's going to attack out as if he's going out. And we know how speed can influence defenses because they see this fast guy going out. Everyone's going to fly over there, and he's just going to whip it right back in to replace where Larry Fitzgerald just left. Now you have Michael Floyd going up and out. So this would be your second read because it's a deeper route, and this is your safety valve, your third read because you have your speed guy going out, influencing, whipping back in. So now you've created a passing window after Larry Fitzgerald has cleared out space. So this is just simple bunch concept that they can utilize, I would say, inside the 30 because they can take advantage of what each and every one of these receivers can do after the catch. So I think utilizing this, again, inside the 30, maybe inside the 20, could lead the Cardinals to success versus Chicago. Opening up the Bears playbook, they have to make sure they improve at the second level in their zone coverages, mainly Shea McClellan, the inside linebacker. And as he gets more comfortable playing inside, he should improve his game. Playing zone coverage is about patience, and you saw here versus Green Bay, at times he was too quick to bail, like this pass in the first play. Had it not been tipped at the line of scrimmage, it would have been completed right where he just vacated. So you got to have patience, and you also have to trust your athleticism to break on the ball. Now in the second example, he was chasing, redirecting, aka lost in space, as we like to call it. Again, he's never played inside backer, but as he gets comfortable, he'll improve. But for now, it could be an issue versus Arizona.
My X factor for the Cardinals is going to be to create and capitalize on turnovers. Jay Cutler is a player that tends to be very careless with the football. He turns the ball over consistently. So when they get those opportunities, they need to capitalize on them. And offensively, they need to turn those turnovers into scores. As far as the Bears are concerned, my X factor is Matt Forte. He is the way that the Bears could get the ball out of Jay Cutler's hands, and he's a runner. and a pass catcher, 100 receptions last year. Prediction for this game is Cardinals 20, Bears 10.
Cardinals have shown with Carson Palmer that they can be a formidable offense and defensive team. Although I think that defense has taken a small step back without Todd Bowles, I still believe that they're an elite defense. And so I look for them to be able to lean on that defense versus an offense that relies way too much on Matt Forte. I think the coaching point will be to look to take away Forte and make Jay Cutler beat you through the air. I think if they do that, they're going to have success. For the Bears, they have to do exactly what they did last week, and that is find every way possible to get the ball in the hands of Matt Forte. They also have to find a way to get more mismatches for Martellus Bennett, because I think that he poses a matchup problem for any team that he faces. Alshon Jeffrey is going to be Alshon Jeffrey on the outside, but I think that Forte and Bennett, getting them involved in the offense early and often, will be the best chance for the Bears to have success. Ultimately, I don't believe it'll be enough. I like it. I like Arizona to win 21-10.
The Arizona Cardinals and the Chicago Bears. Wow. Two teams couldn't be more opposite. You have a team with a quarterback who has the big arm, not really getting the job done in most people's eyes, in Jay Cutler. You have another guy who's a former All-Pro who has really salvaged his career as of late in Carson Palmer. Here's what I expect from a start and sit perspective. Matt Forte is the guy on the Chicago Bears lineup. You have to start him almost no matter what the matchup, because he can also catch the ball. You have to sit the Bears defense. I know that seems pretty obvious, but I'm going to go ahead and put it out there for everyone. Sit the Bears defense. As far as the Arizona Cardinals are concerned, start John Brown. He's an interesting start playing that slot receiver position. I would actually do something with that. As far as a sit, anyone who's playing running back for the Cardinals, main reason is they have not figured out an identity, and you don't know who's going to get the rock on that team. That being all put together, I expect a shocker here with Chicago actually pulling off the victory, scoring 28 points, while Arizona's only able to muster 20.
I actually like Chicago in this ball game. I thought last week overall they played some good ball defensively versus Green Bay, and I think they matched up well, especially in their zone coverage. I know I highlighted that in the video, but I do think they can match up even better versus Arizona. So I think their defense will be fine offensively. I like the fact that they got the football to Matt Forte. They worked other options in the passing game. If they can protect Jay Cutler, it's going to be huge, but I do think they'll do just enough to knock off Arizona. And recapping our picks, as you can see, we're split on this game. Teron and Gene go with the Cardinals. Chris and I will go with Chicago. It should be a great game this Sunday. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Bear fan forums and Cardinal fan forums for always showing football game plan support.